Necesitamos estampillas potables.
You are now tuned in to your number one radio station.
Violent people.
Radio.
You're only 32?
Don't say it like that.
Oh, sorry.
Why did you say it like that?
No, I don't know.
No, Yeah, say it more angry.
What the fuck?
That's rude. That was rude.
I was just fucking with you. Okay. You guys want to get this started?
Sure.
Welcome to Violent People Radio, episode 77. I'm Dan Rice, one of the original hosts, joined as always by Sam. How's it going, Sam?
It would have been funny if you said this was episode 76.
That would have been good. But I will say, episode 76 also didn't take the bit that you asked them to do.
No, I thought that was also rude.
You said you can have the show, just make sure you act like you're the host.
And they didn't.
The
didn't.
title says, oops, all guests. They didn't do a single thing you asked.
Nope.
Also, as always, one of the originals, Chris.
Yeah, as always, this is definitely not my first time here in a month.
Nope, you're always here every single week. And Pat, since episode 1, here every single week. How's it going, Pat?
It's been an honor to be podcasting with you guys ever since We Don't Know Evolve. I'm just so grateful to be here.
We've been podcasting together so long, I'd say we do know Evolve at this point.
I remember when we started this show back on the IATA network in 2001. When a young David Bixen fan would call in to tearfully ask Eric Bischoff if, I can't. Do you guys remember what that story was?
I don't remember it,
No.
sadly.
Eric Bischoff was on Wrestling Observer Radio, and Bix called in and asked him something like, is so and so really okay? When it was like a storyline.
That is
I should have looked it up before doing
Big
the bit.
stories ago. We had Bix on one of these episodes of Violent People, if I recall. Friend of the show.
Multiple times, I think.
Multiple times. All right. I can't keep track of all the big time guests we have.
I don't know. The next time we'll have them on. Tough to get into a schedule.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're recording Between the Sheets right now. Always.
Never stopping. They don't have enough hours in the day for that show. Sometimes I'll listen and I'm just like, what are we doing here? What on God's green earth are we doing here?
I like the show. It's a good show, fine show. I can't imagine being like, the Patreon's so funny to me because it's like, I need more of this.
They don't give enough of this for free.
Like, they're not
I
holding,
gotta
like,
pay for
they're
it.
holding stuff back.
All right.
We got a lot. We got a lot to learn. They're on like episode 1000 something, so we'll get there someday. But yeah, as you guys know, we weren't here last week, so we had a bunch of usurpers come on. Do you guys have any Thanksgiving stories or anything happened in the last 2 weeks?
I mean,
we all live exciting lives.
Nothing has happened in my life in the last 4 weeks since I have been on the show.
Okay, the way I like to hear it.
No big changes with my job, personal life, really anything. I've just been in stasis.
Listen, let's just dig deep into this personal life stuff. I don't like that Sam framed it as if I was saying you weren't going to get the promotion.
No, that's exactly what you said.
I was the one saying that.
No, Dan was like, I'm pulling for you, but you
They're
know,
gonna fuck you. Yeah.
but
I mean, I guess I did say that, but I didn't like that you said that I said it. Understand?
you don't like the reverb on that one.
Yeah.
I
Like,
hear you.
don't quote me to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Don't
But yeah,
shout into the mountain and have it say the same words back. I get
But
it.
yeah, congrats on that one, Chris.
Yeah.
Never doubted it.
Thank you. It is good to be paid more than I was and to also get more guaranteed hours.
I had to do an exit interview one time, and they were just like, "There's all these questions." And there's like, "Oh, they're paying me more." Oh, it's because of the more money. My checks will be bigger. It's like 30 minutes of like, I'm leaving this job for a job that will pay me what I want you to pay me, and they're like, okay, but what if could we do differently? But
I
Chris,
am
since you ever been on, oh god,
my 4th new hire in 7 months. And the answer is always, yeah, we don't pay people enough.
Yeah.
Who
it's
knew?
so tough to figure out. Yeah,
It happens.
We're still trying to
knew?
get to the bottom of it.
probably have some more meetings about why they're quitting.
Yeah, we just need to know a little bit more. Can't be just that. Can't be just that. I had turkey for the first time in 7 years.
How many times have you eaten meat now? In the last,
I'm
month.
eating meat every day, brother.
Every day.
How many hours are in the day? You know what I'm
You're
saying?
Is this good news or is this like a cry for help?
I don't know. I'm mostly through that whiskey that I started on Thanksgiving. So I don't know. Who's to
Whiskey
say?
and meat. Whiskey and meat.
Whiskey and meat.
Hey,
You know?
that's the diet my grandpa had, and he lived at a ripe old age of 61.
Whiskey and meat. We got freaking Ron Swanson over here from the TV show. From the TV show. Everyone likes Ron Swanson memes. It's 2025 and we're all talking about Parks and Rec.
Anyway, turkey is still not good.
You gotta have better turkey.
People
Yeah,
keep saying this. I don't think that's true.
Turkey, perfectly acceptable meal.
Yeah.
People hate on turkey. I don't get it.
It's not good. Not good. It's a gross bird.
You guys want to hear some news and rumors?
Yeah, I
would
do.
love
Always.
Okay, these are courtesy of geocities.com/bleachers/3191/rumors2.htm. It was
I had
updated
that
April
bookmarked, I think.
16th, 1998. News and rumors number 1. If you haven't heard by now, Raw is War beat out WCW Nitro in the rating.
Holy shit.
Former ECW and WCW star Stevie Richards and the King of the Independents, Reckless Youth, were both in attendance backstage at Monday night's Raw is War. Both men live in the area, so don't get too excited about the two being hired by the WWF. Reckless Youth denied that he was... I can't read this because this is badly written. Reckless Youth denied that he has spoken with the company regarding a job, is what it's supposed to say. Richards, meanwhile, claims to have lost interest in the business, spelled business.
Cool.
It is unknown know when and if the new Four Horsemen will reunite. If they do, it looks. Fucking read this shit. If they do, it looks like it will consist of Ric Flair, Bill Goldberg, Dean Malenko, and possibly Eddie Guerrero. You guys remember the classic 1998 Horsemen? Shawn Michaels' exact injury is 2 herniated discs in his back. He will be gone as long as 12 months if surgery is necessary. But if he could be back in 3 months, it can be avoided. He is currently resting at home and is not written into any storylines. It is possible that when he returns, he will feud with HHH Hunterhurst Helmsley. I'm sorry, that says HHH Hunterhurst Helmsley.
Thank
But
you. Thank you for clarifying that.
as reported on the weekend's ECWs, Sandman injured his neck at the Fort Lauderdale ECW show this past Friday after a stiff cane shot. There are different reports. This is all one sentence. There are different reports on the injury, one saying it is a herniated disc and another saying it is broken collarbone. Very similar injury. It remained unquestionable whether he will participate in ECW upcoming PPV WrestlePalooza 98. Also,
Okay,
Raven. This is the one I like. Raven was once again attacked by a crazed fan. The fan was quickly escorted out of the arena by security and taken to jail. Do you guys
Okay,
remember Raven being attacked by fans?
everything you're saying is good and great. I have two things I need to immediately bring up. Number one, there are people that have listened to this for over 4,000 hours based on some Spotify raps. Number
Oh
two,
yeah, no, I'm
you
punishing
said
them.
you're talking about how you need to take it easy this month because of how hard, tough work is, and you're like, I need to read off an entire 1998 GeoCities website to start with.
I do because it's better than thinking up original thoughts. Also, Marlena is set for her return anytime now. Look for her to start managing Goldust pretty soon, as Luna will be managing her real life husband and newcomer Val Venis.
Amazing. That's good. That's good.
But speaking of taking it easy, Chris, you've been gone, I think you said 14 weeks. So that means you have to have watched just a shit ton of wrestling, right?
No, I said I was in stasis.
I actually think it's really cool if you've watched no wrestling since you've been on.
I actually had my mind wiped. I'm not sure what wrestling is, but I look forward to discovering it.
It's cool. You're going to hate a lot of it.
Oh, awesome. Well, I heard it's like really popular in Mexico. Is there anyone like rounding up all of that wrestling there?
That's interesting you bring that up. There was.
Eric has been talking about his new podcast, Late Night in Arena Naco. So you might want to nip that one in the bud.
Yeah. But I have watched some wrestling. I have no idea where I left off from the last time I was here. I was still watching some April Lucha. And then I decided to end the concept of the quote-unquote monthly Lucha Roundup, as listeners have probably seen in the Discord. If you're not on the Discord, I am no longer doing the monthly gimmick because it just gets away from me too easily, and especially now with like more responsibilities in my day-to-day life and like more hours of working, it would just get even worse than it already is. So I will now I'll still be rounding up the lucha, but I will be doing like updates throughout the year on all of our friends that were my excuse. Like, I would end up writing about the same guys over and over again in the Lucha Roundup anyway, so why not just like catch up on what they're doing and give you the highlights, and then you have ideas for who you should vote for in the VP 100, which is fast approaching. And so right now, because a lot of our friends, a lot of our guys or my guys that I want to turn into your guys, work there at least once a month. I have been going through all of the Lucha Memes first, because my first like individual roundup will probably be about Avisman and Judas El Traidor, because they are going to be the fastest to catch up on because they only work a handful of matches a month.
Kind of wrestler.
So yeah, I watched I watched May IWRG match with Avisman versus Mimo, and like a really solid, like technical Thursday night wrestling match. But other than that, yeah, it's been Lucha Memes. The May 1st show has some really neat stuff. It's got both of our buddies, Avisman and Judas El Traidor, versus individual karmas. Judas takes on Karma Dos. Avisman takes on Karma Uno. And both matches are great. Really solidly worked technical matches, among those guys' best matches of the year. I give the edge to the Avisman versus Karma Uno match. That is just an absolute blast. My favorite Avisman match of the year so far. Really neat mat work. Also on the show, you've got a cool Cachorro de Guerra versus Superboy, Kota King versus Magnetico, the third Karma, and then the main event of Mr. Condor versus Shelwa. So you've got, I mean, it is an unfortunate circumstance that even though, like, I like the idea of Shelwa versus Mr. Condor, I also don't like the idea of matches involving Mr. Condor where someone isn't just trying to murder an old man for 15 minutes. Because Mr. Condor is one of the great, just either he gets murdered or he murders someone else. And this is Showa. He's not gonna start running the razor for Mr. Condor.
Awesome if he did.
He's got CML. It would be so cool if he did. He would like skyrocket on the ratings.
He just shows up, breaks a beer bottle over his head first thing.
Yeah, I like Showa, but if he had a little bit more indie freak in him, he could be a generational. The May 18th show, not as top tier stuff as the May 1st show. Highlights are, once again, Judas El Traidor, this time versus Superboy, Avisman, this time versus Yoruba, and the main event is a three-way match with the Karmas. Uno versus Dos versus Magnetico. Nothing like otherworldly. It's not matching either singles match from the previous show or any of their tags, but it's fun to see them work against each other instead of tagging. You always need to have like the tag team or trio all against each other, but it's got some of the like classic three-way tropes that you're just like, this would be better if it was any two of these guys against each other rather than a three-way, even though all of them obviously like know each other super well and they have chemistry and it's fun. The June 15th Lucha Memes show, like, isn't this crazy? I'm talking about lucha shows that happened in 2 different months. This is ridiculous.
I'm starting to get upset.
This is your new reality. I don't even have to watch these in order. I could just straight up watch a September show right now, and no one could stop me. But I'm glad I watched this show.
If you do, Give us warning.
I'll try to respect your feelings,
Thank
but
you.
I cannot make promises.
You
The
know,
show-
as long as the attempt is
The show, like, for most of the part, it's just like watchable. But the main event is Rey Espartano versus Tonali, which is like, that is a fucking match right there. Like, the first few minutes of mat work, they're contorting their bodies and each other's bodies in ways that they should not be moving. And that's some real good shit. There's some really insane dives, especially from Rey Espartano, but also Tonali. Decent crowd work, but like the best stuff is those first few minutes when they're just really going pretzel mode. And it is one of my favorite Lucha Memes matches of the year. Check it out if you have not seen it. It's not one of their like shows that you look at the card and you're like, wow, every one of these matches is insane. But that match really delivers. And then right before the show, I started the June 22nd Lucha Meme show. Only watched the opener, which is Adam Del Castillo versus Kundra, which I also enjoyed a fair bit. It's not one of those highlight matches in the way that like the Rey Espartano or the Judas El Trade or Avisman matches are, but just really fun opener. I like having like Kundra around Coliseo Calacalco, because he still does a lot of the same things all of the Lucha Memes types do. He brawls and he does mat work, but he's just like a little bit more of a freak than your like Adam Del Castillo's or your Cachorro de Guerra or Caballero de Plata, like those guys. He just adds a little bit more freak, a little bit more like classic lucha indie guy. Looks like a real fucking sleazeball. The red paint he has on his face, like, you're always like, if it's not a good quality shot, you're just like, is he bleeding a little bit? Sometimes he is, but most of the time he's not. And I like that little element of a surprise when it gets closer on in his face and you get to see if he actually has run the razor.
Felt that same way
So-
about Wolfpack Sting.
One of the goats. And various other like fun matches in those shows. There's a fun trios from the June 15th with like Celtic King, Johnny Escalona, and Cazador versus the Karmas. There's a Los Poros NG Explode match with Superboy versus Toto, aka Ovet Jr. Really fun stuff. Had a good time watching it and not taking excessive notes on like YouTube videos of where matches start in an IWRG show for like a full hour of when I was doing like the monthly roundups. So that's good for the mentals.
I do think people should pour one out for IWRG because they are going to lose their last reliable heavy coverage.
I mean, don't you worry about IWRG. If you think I'm fucking done with IWRG, you don't know me. I will still be in the mines catching what are the best Noisy Boy matches, what are the best Cerebro Negro matches, Don't you worry. The biggest benefit for my mental health is simply that I'm not watching like a bunch of three-way trios matches from like AAU double L shows that are like sometimes they're very good, but most of the time they top out at like 2 3/4 of a quarter. Or
I'm sure Angel El Elegante del Ring will forgive you one day.
that's all I can hope for.
All right. I look forward to the more specific and more maybe topical Lucha Roundup. Do you know what you're going to call it now?
I mean, it still might be the Lucha Roundup.
That's a good name.
It
You don't
just
want to
won't
give
be.
you don't want to toss that name aside.
Valuable IP.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a relaunch of the brand.
All right, Sam. Since you're
Speaking
speaking up,
of
I
the
know for
formula.
a fact that you've watched MLW, and you know I always want to talk MLW. So go ahead and tell me what you've been watching.
So I only watched 2 matches from Don Gatto,
Okay.
and that's generous, I would say. Well, I guess 3 technically. Anyway, the Twin Towers versus Old Man Bullet Club.
The Good Brothers.
The Good Brothers, sure. Whatever you want to call them. What's up with that, Dan? What are we doing there?
What do you mean?
Yeah. You know. What are we doing here?
I think we're going to build to a rematch.
Oh, we got
maybe-
another one of those coming up. Is that what you're saying?
Or maybe they just never do it again because none of these boys wanted to do a job.
None of them seem to want to do it the first time. Why make them do it again? That's what I'm saying.
I don't want to spoil what I've been watching. I've watched this entire show, and I'm the biggest MLW supporter in the world. This was the worst MLW show of the year. And it's
Hey,
their
Dan,
last show.
I think we have a little bit of a problem. You do say this kind of often.
No. This is the also it's the last one. So like they can't top it. This is the worst show of the year. It was mostly garbage, but go on. Because what you're talking about, that match, I think that's in the top half of the matches on the show.
Oh, there are a lot of matches on the show.
Yeah.
Too many.
But I think there's like 8 or 9 matches that would probably be top 5 for sure.
Sure. Whatever. Other match I watched was my boy Guerrero Maya Jr. versus Templario and Ikaro Kwan. Maya Jr., star of the match, obviously.
Yeah.
Feels like a given. I honestly don't remember a single thing anyone else in that match did besides him. So,
well, the whole match was 4 minutes long. So
exactly.
there wasn't a lot for them to do.
And then, lastly, Maz Kruger versus the Andersons in a bunkhouse match. It's not good, Dan. It's really bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
It didn't have to be.
I just want to cut in on the MLW talk for a second. Court Bauer promised a, quote, Las Vegas Sphere-like atmosphere. MLW and Don Gatto.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at what he meant by this now.
It delivered, is what you're saying.
I didn't hate it as much as everyone else seemed to have hated it.
Crazy thing to me is that in certain shots, as I just scroll through the video from like freeze frame to freeze frame, it looks like they are on some sort of back projected Mortal Kombat set. And those are by far, that is by far the best. More wrestling rings should apparently take place in the Elder God stage for Mortal Kombat 4.
I think most of it looks like they're on a sound stage.
Well, they are.
But yes, but there are people at this venue. They're watching it. They're enjoying the show.
I enjoyed when we didn't watch this match, but during the Mystico Volador Jr. match, they made it appear as if you're at the opera. There's the red curtain.
Oh,
There's some
that's pretty good.
chandeliers. That's a good gimmick.
Yeah. All right. I'll give it to him. Anyway, that is about as good as a interpretation of the sphere-like atmosphere as you're probably going to get from a wrestling promotion that's not WWE. Is what I'll say. Or does it again. Knocks out of the park. I'll let you talk about the rest of that show at some point here tonight.
Yeah.
I did not watch anything the week of Thanksgiving. The most recent, I just started watching wrestling on Thursday again. I was like, I should probably watch wrestling before we do this. And I watched about a good chunk of 1984 stuff for the blog post that we'll talk about in just a little bit. But from this year, decided to be like, okay, we got lists coming up. We got VP 100. We got an award show coming up. I gotta get in the muck of it. One, haven't done it yet. I obviously need to go pay $30 to CMLL every single month between now and March. It's just the way it is. Then from New Texas on the IWTV, watched Timur the Great versus Travis Cuddy from March. It's an entertaining match, I think. It is very, and this apparently in my notes, I was like, oh, I feel like I'm referencing 2012 CZW a lot. And that's not helpful to anyone, but it's the vibe of this match. CZW 2012 undercard junior match. There you go. It's fun. Would recommend. Travis Cuddy probably watches a little too much Ospreay, but what are you gonna do? Watched, and for some reason my brain decided, hey, I've been watching a lot of wrestling from Georgia recently. Let me see how the rest of the South is doing. Let me do a cage match and just look up what is running out of Texas right now. And that led me to Pro Wrestling Legacy. They ran a show in October. I watched Carnage versus Ramon Romantico in a Thorns and Tables match. One, I love the gimmick. Essentially, instead of like tacks, they use bouquet of roses that they slam each other into. Good gimmick. And this is a fun match. Like shockingly enjoyable. Carnage looks like someone I should hate, but he's throwing with some ill intent and a good chunk of what he's doing. Love it. There's like two moments in the match. I'm like, I cannot believe you didn't finish with this. One is like this massive pop-up power bomb through this shitty plastic table from Ramon. And another one is like a double stomp after a sunset flip power bomb from Carnage. The finish is actually sick as all heck, though, where Carnage uses the like steel rafters above the ring to use them as monkey bars to crawl across and then swing himself into a senton through a door on Ramon. It rocks. You should go watch this match. I had tried to watch a Aaron Wade versus Jameson Shook match from TWE that I felt also was trying to do a big gimmick match. Both of those wrestlers stink and are a disservice to what Georgia wrestling is doing. In comparison, this match is like Ricky Steamboat versus Ric Flair. Anyway, we were talking about Manders in the Discord today. So I watched one called Manders versus Demo Diamond from Baraka Pro from November. You don't need to watch it. It's not very good. Demo doesn't really bring much. Manders is not the kind of dude that can take chicken shit and turn it into chicken salad. Just not the type of wrestler he is. The best match that I watched this week, that was a first-time watch, was Charlie Haas and Vin Parker versus Casey Blackrose and Jesse Funaki from the maybe my new favorite wrestling promotion name, Only Wrestlers Association, a play on OnlyFans, from November 6th. This match rules. Everyone should go watch it. It's like 10 minutes. It's the leanest, sickest tag team match. It just gives you all the good vibes. Charlie Haas is on so many drugs. That guy is just juicing to the gills. I love it. Finn Parker is jacked in a different way, I guess. Like, he's not as bulky, he's more lean, but looks like a professional wrestler, which is nice. I've not seen a lot of Jesse Funaki, but he's good. Like, he does this hot tag in this match, and he looks phenomenal. I recommend that. And then finished off right before the show, Bandito versus Atomic Star from Supremo, November 30th. It was good. Bandito's good. I gotta go back through his year and watch stuff. I feel like every time I will watch him, it's like I watch one good performance, and I'm like, man, is he like the coolest wrestler in the world right now? And that answer always ends up being no. I just have plucked out the good one. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Always when he's on, he's not many other wrestlers make me go, oh shit, quite like him. And that's it. That's kind of what I've been watching this week.
If Cage Match is to be believed, this Only Wrestlers is a Rob Van Dam owned promotion.
Oh, that's sick. That's great.
Yeah, good for them.
Insane Clown Posse was promoting it on JCW shows last year too, but
Perfect.
then they stopped.
Yeah, they had some. Yeah, on their first two shows, they had JCW titles defended on it, and they had the TNA X Division title defended on one of the shows. This is good shit.
AMC's TNA?
Yeah, their very own.
I gotta go.
When I first
this.
saw Only Wrestlers on the JCW shows, I was like, what the fuck is it? So I went to Only Wrestlers, and it was like profiles for like Rob Van Dam, and then I think the next most prominent name was like Jamie Lynn Senegal, and then it was 100 people no one has ever heard of, including the guys who trained them.
He's like,
And
I go to onlywrestlers.com, and all of them have their pants on.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing here.
False advertising.
I'm
excited to
go
make
ahead.
Charlie Haas in the VP 100 case after I watch all 4 of his matches from 2025.
Hell yeah! How many of them are for Only Wrestling? Only Wrestlers.
3.
Hell yeah!
Where do you think he's landing in the VP 100 ballot?
99. 99. But yeah, hey, after this match, gotta put him on there.
I'm gonna go ahead and go next so I can talk my MLW case. This is the promotion of the year. And Cruel should probably be in your top 100. You just have to ignore some of the stuff. The wrestling, there it is. Because this show, very early on in this show, you didn't sit down and watch it. You skipped to the good matches, I guess, quote unquote. And Don Gato's out there in a throne. Akira Kwan comes out. He hits Jesus Rodriguez. So Don Gato slowly, very, very slowly, sets down his tequila, gets up, like slower than a grandpa, to pull out a sword, Sam. He threatens Akira Kwan with a sword. Is this building to a match? I'm not even really sure. And that's cool. I thought the video wall was cool. I think Court maybe books women's wrestling to prove me right. Charlotte Bordeaux versus Isla Dawn and Shotzi Blackheart versus Priscilla Kelly. Just some of the worst shit you'll ever see. Just garbage. You covered the tag match. Diego Hill was in a lightning, which is funny to have a lightning match. I said there's 9 matches in the show. 8 of them are under 10 minutes. Actually, looking now, 8 of them are under 7 minutes, and 2 of them are under 11 minutes. Nothing got time on this. I'm not really sure outside of that 3-way what you would want to have time. Though I'm gonna say this, I'm looping all the way back around to say the main event, Killer Cross versus Matt Riddle. Good. Pretty good. Worth watching.
I can't. Matt Riddle's hair is too distracting.
That's fair. And they do a little angle where they're at the beef is they're at the gym where they both train at. And
I
Matt
did
Riddle
watch that.
talks about how he taps him out. What's cool about that gym is that's where like when everyone on the internet hates Matt Riddle because he's canceled, that's where like everyone in WWE goes to train BJJ with him. So that's like a fun little gym. And then like Killer Cross is like, we don't talk about the gym outside of the gym or some bullshit. And then I'm just gonna kind of spoil it. Killer Cross beat Matt Riddle. I didn't see that coming. I know he's out of the WWE, but I don't feel like Matt Riddle's doing a lot of clean jobs. And that's just how Court Bauer works. He can work his magic and make these things happen. It's also cool, but it's like, will Killer Cross be back? I'm not really sure. That's like the MLW promise. And like in their wildest dreams, you have to imagine this show would go really well because it's their big show. But like even if it does, I'm not sure what it's building to because they have nothing in December. They're like,
I was gonna go look at the upcoming show, and I was like, oh,
no,
they've had nothing to know.
The very end, January 29th. So over 2 months after the show, can you watch Battle Riot?
See, that seems like a problem.
It doesn't seem like we're really striking while the iron's whatever temperature it is.
Well, maybe they just felt like that's why we can shit the bed here, because like, who's gonna remember this in 2 months?
And you know what? It's Battle Riot. I'm gonna watch it. You can't miss Battle Riot.
Battle Riot, like that's again, it's like okay, it's WrestleMania season, you know? Boom.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter what's happened in the last 3 months. It's the Royal Rumble. We're good to go. Like nothing else matters in the calendar besides these 4 months. So Battle Riot can kick us back off.
And you know what? Right around the time, like that's going to be right around the time where I successfully make them promotion of the year on our year-end show. So like they will be striking while that iron's hot. I'm not sure what to go to next. So since you're talking, I'm going to talk about this match here. From 2CW comes home.
Okay, perfect.
April 19th, 2014. Were you at this show?
Tell me more about it. Probably.
Well,
can't tell.
The match. This show features a 60-minute Johnny Gargano versus Jason Axe Iron Man match. Alex Shelley's in a 4-way with Cheech and both the Chris brothers.
All right,
versus Gregory
Irons. That does not that Iron Man match. I don't think happens. Does it? I'm absolutely at this show.
Okay, because I didn't watch any of that, but I did watch Mikey Whipwreck and Tajiri versus AR Fox and Rich Swann, and you called it a top 5 2CW match ever.
I'm gonna stand by that.
No, I'm gonna tell you, I would be very excited to watch the other 4 if there's 4 matches better than this.
Oh no, it's so good. It's good.
So fucking good. And it's like you told me that, and I almost got mad because I thought, fuck, why is he gonna do that? Because like it's gonna be fine. But I'm going in ready to have my fucking shit rocked, and you know what? My shit was rocked.
It's so much better than it has any right to be with 2014 Mikey Whipwreck in there.
I've now only watched this match once, and I'm now calling it like one of my matches. Like, holy shit. They're all so fun, and it's just like, I consider 2014 kind of a dead zone. Like, I think a lot of indies and most wrestling probably sucked around that time because I wasn't really watching it as much. But it's like,
That's how it goes,
these 4. That's how it goes. But not these 4. They're fucking on. And I also saw that Tajiri sent in like a promo. I didn't write this down. And they put subtitles on there that there's no way that's what he was saying. It seemed borderline offensive.
How would you know? How do you know?
I guess that's... Well, here's the thing. I'm either canceling the 2CW guys or I'm canceling Tajiri is all I'm saying. It's like... If you like 2CW, you're morons, and it's just a lot of funny stuff. It's good. It's good stuff. I think he calls America the worst country in the world.
That rocks.
Again, I don't know. That's the subtitles. But yeah,
I can tell you this. That was not played in the building.
Okay. It's on YouTube. Just, look it up. Tajiri and Mike Whipwreck versus Rich Swann and AR Fox. Worth a watch.
I will say, speaking of Tajiri, there are old shoot interviews where people who were with him in WWE talked about how he would pretend not to be able to speak English just as a prank. So he's probably the one you're going to end up canceling.
I get it. One time, me and my buddy Guillermo got in trouble for shoplifting, and he just kept saying "no say" and speaking in Spanish and walked away. And it was really cool
That's how
because
you do it.
the security guard was just like, All right.
I'm even more mad at Bob Collins right now.
Oh my god. Because you want to watch that Iron Man match. That couldn't have happened. Because
I was at
there's
the
still
show.
people there's still people in
At
the
a cage
crowd.
match, it
How
says
would that-
60.
How would that not empty the crowd out?
Because Tajiri's on the other end of this thing.
I guess you're like
When
you're
did
in
it
an Iron Man
leave?
match. Okay. I didn't really watch this show so much. I was going to, but I just feel the need to mention it because I watched Fight Factory No Thanksgiving, sorry. The first match is a Fight Factory Premier title match, and I think if I gave you all 1,000 guesses on the two participants of this match, you would never guess it. It's Joey Janela versus Dan Moff.
Pretty cool.
That's a match.
I got actually a little
good.
into it, but it ended up being mostly a fucking angle. Dan Moff gets attacked, and Joey Janela's just kind of like, "What do I do?" And then, I mean, it's like 3 more minutes after that, and it's fun because you think Janela is going to get the cheap pin, but Dan Moff kicks out, but Janela ends up winning. Didn't watch the rest of the show. It wasn't enough to make me watch the rest of the show, but I just was like, clicked on the YouTube link, and I'm like, oh, who's this title match for? I'm like, I did not know Dan Moff's the champion. I guess Joey Janela is everywhere. And then on my trip through Indies, speaking of weird champions, I was trying to watch a match from Empire State Wrestling, and I'm dumb because we talked about, I think, Pat, you linked me in Mike Santana versus Josh Bishop. But somehow on ITV, there's a match before it listed as Spencer Slade versus Matt Cross versus Alec Price versus Channing Decker versus Cheech versus Trey Miguel. And I thought it was also versus Mike Santana and Josh Bishop. And I'm like, that's fucking insane. It's so many people. So that actually got me to watch it more than just the singles match. But the match before either of those matches is I only watched the finish, Gregory Iron winning their title in 2025. He's not even he can't even bring Gargano with him anymore.
Well,
I don't think
say
even
that
Zach
now,
Gowen hangs out with them. I just think it's crazy. So I did watch that 6-way elimination match. I haven't really seen much or any of Spencer Slade. I couldn't remember anything I've seen him in, but he was pretty cool here. I mean, he doesn't resemble him all, but they kind of have him in the Brock Lesnar role where he would just run in and suplex people like crazy. It started out with 2 guys for 5 minutes, and people came in every 2 minutes, so no one could really do too much to annoy you too much. And Spencer Slade got the win. And then Mike Santana versus Joshua Bishop. This is their second match in 2025, and they're just boring. And Joshua Bishop should go over and get his spot in TNA or wherever he's going to end up. And to make sure that it was Mike Santana's fault, is I immediately after that watched Joshua Bishop versus Nick Camarado from Jersey Championship Wrestling, and this fucking ruled. Just big guys beating the shit out of each other. Definitely worth going out of your way to see. And then, I don't know if you guys know this. There's this guy named Drew Gulak, and he has a school called Catchpoint.
Tell me more.
That's all I know about it. I think he's a really good guy. I don't think he has any issues. But I don't know how I didn't.
His brother run it?
As you say that, I instinctively tuck my drawstring in.
Didn't know because Cage Match lists them as Twitch TV, and I could never find them on Twitch TV. I didn't know they have a YouTube channel, and they put these shows up there. And they had one called Catchpoint the Finals number 12. And I watched this because there's a Drew Gulak match. I'm like, I want to see it. It has the worst audio you'll ever hear. When wrestlers do moves, or even the referee, and we'll get to the referee real fast in a second, when he slaps the mat, it just breaks the audio. Crackle, snap, pop. It's just impossible to hear. So you basically have to watch it on mute. But what's fun about this show is the referee is a man named Tracy Williams, refs every single one of these matches. And this show, Drew Gulak faced one of his students, Calypto. She's no good. She's got like a kicky Muay Thai kind of gimmick. And the problem is her kicks aren't very good. And then her worst strikes she saved for the finish. She ends up doing some knees out of a cravat. And it takes her a really, really long time to hit it. And then they look like shit. And then that's the finish. And Drew loses. The only other match I watched from this was Jules versus Kefka the Quiet. Because I didn't realize that Kefka the Quiet was still wrestling. This is a man that a decade ago I thought, when I was watching Dojo Wars, was one of the best fucking wrestlers in the world. I was a Kefka guy. I gotta tell you, I don't know if it's been a decade or what, or if I was wrong, but he's not.
No, you're wrong.
You were
You're
wrong.
Well, were you guys watching those Dojo
If you had
Wars
told me,
shows?
oh, I thought Frankie Picard was one of the best wrestlers in the world, I would have said, yo, you're right. Frankie Picard was one of the best wrestlers in the world.
No, it was Picard, it was Claxton, it was Kefka, it was the big three.
No. Don't throw Kefka in here like he was part of the crew. I think that is revisionist history.
He was not part of the crew. He was not part of the crew.
No, he was part of the crew. You can say you didn't like him, but he was definitely part of the crew.
No, not.
He was on every single one of those shows.
Yeah, there was also some other fucking stupid ass who was also on all those shows that became a deathmatch guy for like a month and then
Yeah, DJ
I don't
Hyde.
know, retired. No, DJ Hyde should have retired from promoting and wrestling.
Well, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that because I'm sure I wasn't wrong. Never have been. Wouldn't start now. I also watched which I will say I discovered he was back, and then I watched another show that he was on, and I didn't watch that, but I watched from the Colby Carino benefit show, Drew Gulak versus Tim Donst. Tim Donst is he's such a big boy. He gets wider and wider every time I watch him in 2025. And I appreciate what they were going for here, and to tell you how I feel about it, it's kind of how Colby Carino on commentary feels about it, is when the match is over, which is like a kind of a okay, funnish count-out win for Drew Gulak. Colby goes, I don't care what you guys think, I guess to just anyone who's watching it, that was pretty cool. Really putting it over. Just, he knows people are going to like, I don't care what you guys think. But as you can tell, I'm not watching the cream of the crop wrestling. I'm watching a lot of wrestling, but it's not so good. So I'm getting a little discouraged. And I know there's a new Necro match on IWTV. So I'm like, let me put in this Necro 3-on-1 heart handicap gauntlet match. And somehow I put it on without.
This is from XPW. Co-promoting with
XPW.
Loco.
They had a show with Loco out of Texas. Yeah. It's Necro Butcher versus Jesse Daniels versus Jimmy. What's his name? Jimmy Chando.
Jimmy Chando
Lion. Yeah.
Who is going to Japan for Big Japan, which is insane to me.
Nuts.
Like they said, Jimmy Chando Lion's going to Japan. I'm like, are they sending him over because he's one of those guys who says you don't have to pay me and I'll fly in a dog crate in the fucking cargo hold?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. He's
ticket.
like, I'll be there anyway. Put me in the ring. Jesse Daniels comes out Necro comes out looking like fucking dog shit. Which I guess he had a match with Brick Savage, and he got earlier that day.
It was a 2-night. It was a 2-night.
Okay. So Brick fucked him up. So he comes out looking like he's already been through hell with Jasmine St. Clair by his side. But either way, he eats Jesse Daniels alive. Even Jasmine beats him up with the kendo stick. Jimmy Chundo runs out. He doesn't fare a whole lot better. He gets a few more shots in, but Jasmine gets hers, and Necro beats him. And fucking, this all takes place within like 5 minutes. Probably he beats both these guys. It's like, who's the mystery man? It's fucking deranged. And I knew he was coming back next year, but I was not ready for him to come out. And I don't know how many people this would have popped, but it popped me so big. And he's so fucking good. And they just punch each other in the face. They brawl all around. There's just a sickening amount of blood. Necro has been doing this thing where he's been doing it like every 2025 match. He likes to pick up coolers and throw them at people. Picking up trash cans and throwing them at people. Jasmine St. Clair not hitting the range with the kendo stick. She's out of that. But this reunited my love of wrestling after a lot of that bullshit I was watching. Necro still got it. I think he's been in the news this week for
Only good
some
things.
interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. It's cool because it's old stuff, so you can't be mad. You know, it's all fine and good. We all love it. And also, it has all 3 of my Necro things I wrote for the site in the top 10. So when Necro's in the news, people are reading violent people.
Including the one where we had to talk you out of calling him like soft-spoken yet intelligent.
Yeah, I said like he's a good guy and he would never hurt any woman, and you guys didn't like that.
I think the words that we were kind of like, Dan, you might want to, when you called him politically astute.
Yeah, he's just a man who gets it. He sees through all this bullshit.
I do need to. I do feel like I need to go back through the edits we may have had for that One Piece.
Oh, you definitely caught me from saying something that I was like, "Oh yeah, I don't like the way that. I don't like that at all."
I was like,
I got a little too wrapped up in it. I got a little too wrapped up in the, I worked myself into a shoot there, and I know you usually don't read my shit when I ask you to, and you read that one, and you came to the rescue.
I was like, I think we got a little thing here we could tweak.
But yeah, that got me in the deathmatch mood. Now I'm like, fucking yeah, I'm a deathmatch freak. I'm a fucking disciple of Pat. Let me put on the RPW Gator Scum. And I watched Drake Younger versus Lane Bloody. And this rules. They get Lane has like dark blood dripping out of him. That's concerning. I posted a GIF in the Discord where he just takes a bump fully on his face.
That was horrifying.
Oh, I like shrieked when I was watching it. And it's so cool because like you're watching like all these like light tube spots. It's like that's fine, that's whatever. But then you see a man just get shoved in his face first into the mat.
The only thing missing from that was like Chanel West Coast, like rewinding it and playing it back and rewinding it and playing it back while Rob Dyrdek made comments over it.
Yeah, like if for some reason you just watch the GIF at the very least, people, or watch the last 2 minutes of this match. It's great. Should have stopped there because I kept trying to watch this show. It was Lindsay Snow versus Mickey Knuckles. This is something like a week after Mickey Knuckles was at the hospital having head surgery or something. You know, good stuff. It had a fun finish. Lindsay Snow does some of her MMA bullshit mixed with the deathmatch stuff, but it's just I love Mickey. You don't need Mickey for 14 minutes. You know, she's gonna do her. There's gonna be some, vagina humor, some ass stuff. You get a lot of that. So I'm like, okay, that's that. The finish was fine enough. Let me go to the next match. It's a man we all know and love, Ricky Shane Page versus Hardcore Hillbilly. And I don't want to get into what we're going to talk about as part of our big top, but Ricky Shane Page, he's no good. He's no good, and he clearly thinks he's really good.
Okay, but what about as a wrestler?
Yeah, Hardcore Hillbilly, he's fucking carrying this thing. Outside of that, I tried to watch some Ring of Honor. I was pulling up some Ring of Honor because spoiler alert, I'm going to the show on Friday. And I'm trying to watch it, and it seems like none of this shit that's been airing on Ring of Honor has anything to do with the show I'm going to.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Like not a single fucking thing. Like not related even a little bit. So like I started watching stuff here and there, and I'm like, this is just not for me. I don't know who it's for, but it's not me. So I mean I wrote down some matches, but I have like nothing to say about them, any of them. Yeah. So Ring of Honor, really excited for the show. Pat, how much gross deathmatch stuff you watched in 2 weeks?
Oh, a fair amount actually. So first off, I want to shout out the official Grapply podcast. They did their most recent episode is Lizzie Borden Exposed, the XPW tape.
Fuck yeah.
And in their server, they occasionally will host IWA Mid-South streams. So I joined in to watch a show there, Blood Feast 2016, which had 2 sensational main events. Now get ready for this. The first is a heavyweight title match with Tracy Smothers defending against 2016 Fat Chris Hero. This is every bit the dream match that you hoped it would be. Tracy Smothers, a man who appears to be actively dying as he wrestles, versus Chris Hero, the man who was carrying Evolve on his back at that time. Now, the other main event, Cage Match calls it a 6-man tag team match. Derek Neal, Larry D, and Mitch Ryder facing J.C. Rotten, John Wayne Murdoch, and Nick Depp. Cage match does not include that. It is a 6-man tag team dog collar match. And if you guessed that these guys immediately start tripping over one another's collar chain, you would be correct. Very fun match, very stupid because the premise of it is they're fighting for 50% control of IWA Mid-South, which is like fighting for half of $0. John Wayne Murdoch bleeds like a fucking maniac because that's what he knows how to do. One of the funniest things I've ever seen was Mitch Ryder and John Wayne Murdoch are chained together. Murdoch's bleeding out of his head. Mitch Ryder goes to do the bit where, you're miming biting the guy's head. I don't know what was that. There was a camera 2 inches from these guys. So I don't know what Mitch Ryder was thinking. If he thought like, oh, the camera's not on me, I can just fake it. No one's looking. He presses his cheek to John Wayne Murdoch's forehead and then just kind of like opens and closes his mouth like he's like gumming an imaginary ear of corn. It is the most insane looking thing I've ever, because it just looks like in the middle of the match, Mitch Ryder has gone insane. Speaking of going insane, by the way, I was looking right now. I just had to go look and see like Charlie Haas 2025. How's he looking? It's insane to me that Matt Riddle looks 10 times worse than Charlie Haas. And Charlie Haas, it's like there's a tier list where it's like Drake Younger looks healthier than Charlie Haas. Charlie Haas looks healthier than Matt Riddle. That is fucking bonkers. But also in the IWA Mid-South canon, I watched a 2017 match with the Young Dragons, Dale Patricks, and Josh Crane defending against Ian Rotten and JC Rotten in a 2 out of 3 falls match. I entreat the listeners, as well as my co-host, to consider the problems inherent in doing a 2 out of 3 falls match with Ian Rotten as one of the key participants. So they call Orange Cassidy's thing sloth style when he puts the hands in the pockets. Ian Rotten 10 years ago was pioneering ways to work as much of a match as possible while laying on his side and refusing to get up. He would lay down for like they're doing the beatdown segment to set up the hot tag to JC Rotten. And Ian isn't so much selling, he's just laying there while Dale Patricks and Josh Crane put the boots to him again and again. And then after the match,
structuring the match with JC Rotten as the hot tag is crazy enough in itself.
Yeah. This is also cage match is inaccurate. It's also kind of like a 3 stages of hell match. At least one of the falls was like a tables thing. They had different stipulations for each fall. Ian would occasionally get up, throw a couple punches, swing a chair, and then he would be ready to keel over. His cardio was worse than a dead person. And then after the match, after they win, he does the promo, like the go home promo for the show, outside the ring, still laying on his side. He doesn't even sit up. He's just like laying there sideways with a microphone held near his mouth. And it got to the point where it was making me angry. I'm just screaming like, just sit up, you fat motherfucker, Jesus. Other old weird shit I watched. What does the phrase "it ain't sumo" mean to you three?
Nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Well, you've lived your lives wrong, because "it ain't sumo" was the catchphrase for the Japanese hardcore wrestling pay-per-view I think it came out in 2002, either late 2001 or very early 2002, where a bunch of Big Japan Pro Wrestling, BJPW, was dubbed over with new English commentary by Joel Gertner and Missy Hyatt. Some Kind Soul put the original pay-per-view on YouTube. It's just called Japanese Hardcore Wrestling. It is a must-watch. Absolute must-watch. It starts off with what's his fucking name? The Winger versus Trent Acid. It's the match where the Winger does a balcony dive through a couple tables and misses most of them.
Great match.
So that great match. Trent Acid is laying on a table, and the Winger just sails past him and hits the table next to him. And Trent Acid, bless his heart, is like, "Ow, that really hurt." They also include a barbed wire ladder match between Abdullah Kobayashi and Tomoaki Honma, and they include that one Mike Samples versus Shadow WX match. I hope you three know which match I'm talking about. If a listener does not know, there was a match in 2000 where Mike Samples faced Shadow WX in a lights out match, and the climax was supposed to be Shadow WX soaking his shirt in something, setting himself on fire, and doing a top rope splash. He soaked his shirt in too much of the something, did the splash, remained on fire, rolled out of the ring, setting the ring on fire in the process. And then there were a bunch of people there with like water to put him out. He runs away from them and into the crowd of Korakuen Hall while on fire. It is the craziest fucking thing you'll ever see. It is a top 10 moment of professional wrestling history. So
See,
I watched that.
I was familiar with those tapes. I think I told you I remember getting some at Suncoast. Well, I remember it came with like a 3-pack or a 4-pack, and it was not like it was not volume 1, 2, 3, 4. It was like volume 1, 3, 7, 9 or something insane. Like I remember it made no sense.
Yeah, so they did the one, and then I guess it made just enough money that they did some more later on. But I want to say there was like 2 years between the first one and the second. It was something like, because I don't think Missy Hyatt's around. And the commentary from Joel Gertner and Missy Hyatt is 100% what you would expect commentary track by Joel Gertner and Missy Hyatt to be like. Missy spends the entire first match talking about how she wants to fuck Trent Acid. But speaking of bad commentary, did you guys, and speaking of old DVDs, did you guys ever watch the Tokyo Pop FMW DVDs?
I know I definitely had one of those. Those again, Suncoast.
Yeah.
I don't really remember. I don't have like a distinct memory.
Okay, so the best thing about the early ones, first couple DVDs they released, they all had new English commentary over commercial FMW tapes. So it would be like, clip show matches and, out of order. But the commentary was by Urban Wrestling Association announcer straight up John Watanabe, who I found out is now an evangelical Christian radio guy. He has a blog where he talks about within the span of one post, he'll talk about his memories of meeting Hayabusa, and then talk about how the end of the world is imminent with relevant Bible citations. But his partner in broadcasting was a guy named Eric Geller, who I think he was a stand-up comedian. I hope he's not still working in comedy, because he was about as funny as fucking, getting injected with the AIDS virus. And imagine like Sean Hayes is like someone who's like a distant relative of Sean Hayes being like, "Oh, well, he's doing it. I can do that bit too." And just not succeeding. So during the matches, he's trying to do comedy bits and just making up new backstories for the wrestlers. One of the ones I remember is Super Leather. His mask is made FBI agents he's killed and skinned. And every time Eric actually tries to comment on the action, it's deranged. It's they refer to a vertical suplex as the Statue of Liberty move. And just it's stuff where you almost have to listen to it for yourself just to hear how inane and strange wrestling commentary by a non-wrestling fan can get. Later DVDs are worse for the inclusion. They got rid of Eric and the bizarre commentary and replaced him with Dan Labransky from Live Audio Wrestling. And he just tried to be normal. You know, he wants normal wrestling commentators. I just dug myself into a furrow of nostalgia for weird 2001 wrestling media. And that pretty much covers what I watched.
All right. So, like I said, we've been off for 2 weeks, and I'm sure those guys covered everything last week. I listened very intently, but in case they didn't, since the last canonical episode of this podcast, we've had, I believe, 3 episodes of Digging Deep come out, which is insane. Pats has the Death Panel, which, by the way, doing numbers.
They correctly twigged that I posted it as they were recording just to screw with them.
Yeah, yep. You're right. He did mention that. I forgot about that.
I was just like, damn, he knows me.
Covered a lot of good shit on that. Our Koro got up a number 61 recommended matches roundup, and Sam got another year of 1984.
Another week, but close enough.
What did I say?
Another year of 1984.
You didn't. I thought you put up 52 of these. let me check. No,
Why you
right.
gotta do this to me? Why you gotta do this to me? Gotta embarrass me in front of my friends.
Yeah, you also have some good stuff in here. I read the right week this week and everything, so like I'm prepared. What do we have anything coming up on the site, guys? Anything else? Any new stuff?
There's going to be more Death Panel than usual in December.
Oh hell yeah! I will be, like I said, I'm going to Ring of Honor in an official capacity, covering it as a intrepid journalist for violentpeople.co. So we'll see what that turns into.
Not a bit.
Not a bit.
Yeah, it's insane that that's not a bit.
I really hope I get to ask a question at the press conference. If you have an idea of what I should ask, put it on Discord. I'm an actual idiot, so like I might ask something stupid. It's pretty exciting.
Your goal should be the guy who got the WrestleMania press conference shut down in Seattle.
Oh man. I actually right before we recorded, they sent an email in bold letters saying what time you got to get there, and I'm gonna try to push it. Show up a little late. Just make sure we get a good name all around for violentpeople.co. So I think that means that's all. If that's all we know is coming up, it's time for some big top, which is kind of we were off a week, so we kind of have 2 big tops. I came up with one, but Pat, you were very adamant that we needed to get into some Ricky Shane Page talk.
Well, before we do that, I do have something I'd like to read.
Okay. What year is this from?
It's from 2025.
Okay, all right.
It's just that I did not have it pulled up right. So I am pulling it up now. So if tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, does it still make a noise? If you are a great in-ring professional wrestler, but you can't put butts in seats to even watch you wrestle, are you still a great in-ring professional wrestler? And that is a quote from Today by one Shazza McKenzie that I think is the perfect lead-in for this this gigantic shit show of indie wrestlers currently happening.
Yeah, as far as I can tell, it starts off with Joey Janela, and I cannot read all this stuff. There's so much. But Joey Janela starts off a tweet with, "This fat fucking crybaby loser at Ricky Shane Page, who's burnt every bridge in wrestling with companies from here to Alakazoo, who's lost almost every friend he's had because they realize he's a manipulative scumbag." Period. That's a sentence. I don't know what that sentence means, but he goes on just to be mad that Ricky liked, this is so my wheelhouse. Ricky liked a comment accusing Joey Janela of killing Sabu in his final match. Ricky liked it, and that set Joey off. So Joey had to bring up that Ricky doesn't have any friends anymore. Ricky left GCW and cried when Mox was going to win the title in the main event because he thought he should have been in the main event. This leads to a lot of people taking sides. Ricky doesn't respect Joey. Ricky's got Tim Strange and Judge Dredd on his side. Joey Janela has, I guess, every other human on his. Though I will say one of the people take Joey's side is Danny DeMonto, who says really shitty person, a little RSP slight, which RSP responds, "Didn't you extort someone for money by blackmailing them with their nudes? I'd be quiet if I were you." Which, to be fair, I think shut Danny up.
Because Danny then continued arguing, but with Dredd instead.
Oh, I guess I missed that little.
In a conversation that I'm looking for the exchange now, but
yeah, that's
it
where
just
because
did not make
Danny
any
doesn't
sense.
know what Dredd is saying at all.
Yeah, because Dredd is just like babbling about like no ring shows in a parking lot or something, and Danny just asked him like, "Are you asking me for a booking, or are you saying that you're booking a no ring show?" And just both of them are just going whoosh clear over the other's head.
I hate to be the one to defend Joey Janela, but as a a guy who's been watching indie wrestling a long time, a guy from Ohio, Ricky has burnt every single bridge. I mean, there's a reason the final 440 match features none of the original members of 440. There's no Atticus, there's no Ricky. It's just people, he's I think Dom Guarini once was asked if Ricky would ever be back in AIW, and he said, "You're more likely to win the Powerball multiple times in your life." Like, for whatever reason, we don't need to get it. He's always very excited to be with his new company. He's very excited to be with MLW, very excited to be with Circle Six, and then it's the best company in the world. They treat people right until they don't, and then they're scumbags and they're a joke, and they should have listened to Ricky more.
Ricky, I believe, is training people for Beyond right now.
He is, yes. I guess that's true. That's him and Drew have been friends a long time. He hasn't burned that bridge. Somehow. And I know you don't got to be a good wrestler to train people, but I think the big names that Ricky has to point to are the Koger brothers. So I don't know why that makes you want to hire him as a trainer, but Beyond did. And you gotta have trainees when you're Beyond. They run 48 shows a week. But indie wrestling is messy and it's probably not going to change. And we love that they always just tweet through it. So
I do like how this has led to an upsurge in people just actively accusing Joey Janela of murdering Sabu.
Oh yeah, I will say we mentioned earlier. This whole thing has been great news for Necro because that news cycle, like as far as like the Twitter sphere that I see and the deathmatch Facebook groups that I see, that stuff's already moved on. They've already passed that. They're like, we got to get into the Joey Ricky stuff. Our second big top is recently, today, I guess, Spotify did their Spotify Wrapped. Some real fucking sickos have Violent People Radio as their number one podcast of the year. Like thousands of hours of listening to this. And
did we
that
even
got me
record thousands of hours?
I was wondering, I saw the one that was like did 43,000 hours. I'm like, do we have that much?
43,000 hours.
Oh, 43,000. Wait, 4,300. 4,300.
Minutes.
43,000? They should just admit you to the loony bin.
43,000 hours in a year.
Maybe they just have it on the whole time.
They're comfort zones, like Friends.
Yeah, Orchid has 5,300 minutes. 5,300 minutes.
Oh, minutes. I said hours. Okay.
Yeah, and an hour still, just to be clear, is insane behavior. I don't know why you're saying
minutes is still insane. 5,300
yeah, like we still have not recorded 5,300
that is
minutes
88 hours. That's 88 hour podcast.
That's too many. Too many.
So I guess we have recorded more than that then because we're on.
Yeah, because we always go like fucking 3 hours and.
Yeah, that's this year. from January to
Yeah.
today. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm looking through the Spotify Creator Wrapped right now. We had 9 people have us as their number 1 show.
I love that.
27 in the top 5.
It sounds
Good
like
stuff.
18 people need to step their fucking game up.
Do you want to guess what our audience listens to, both podcast-wise and music-wise?
Mm,
I mean, is podcast wise? Is it just like, is it Q and TR or something?
That's one of them.
Screwdriver, Johnny Reb.
It's 5 podcasts. One of them is Q and TR.
Okay, let's hear the others.
Number 1. Top shows from our listeners. Last podcast on the left. 2.
I believe it.
Deadlock.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
that makes a
3.
lot of sense.
Between the Sheets.
Well, yeah, if you listen to 2 episodes, it's in your top 10.
Yeah. That's
4.
5,300 minutes right there.
Q and TR. And 5, a podcast I've never heard of. MBM Archive.
I have also never heard of that.
Yeah, not a clue. Not a clue. Curious do you want to guess what they listen to music
MBM
wise?
Archive, as far as I can tell, MBM Archive is the first things that show up in Google is Music Biz Marty Archive. And that was a guy who had an online following for just like Chris Chan style fucking with this mentally ill manlet.
I'm just seeing screenshots, and I gotta let you listeners know I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
the
what our
whole
listeners
music
listen to.
Marty Cyrax thing is like one of those things where it's like, I don't like that I know what this is.
Okay, let's get the music. Is there any T Swift?
T Swift at 4.
Yes.
That's all Dan.
Yeah, that's a lot of me, probably. Yeah.
Any guesses for the other 4?
Kendrick.
Who is listed? It's the Chris Warren band who did the DX theme.
No, there is one person here who I don't know who they are.
Well, give us that one.
Number 3, Lou Reed.
Oh my god.
You don't know who Lou Reed is?
I don't know who Lou Reed
That
is.
is
One of the
funny.
most
Okay.
important
No one tell
musicians
him.
of all fucking time.
You gotta.
Yeah, I can
One
let you
of-
know that's a you thing, Sam.
One of
Sam,
the most
that's a me thing.
important fucking musicians
That's really
ever.
funny. I was
Sam,
like, that's
I'm
very
looking
different
forward
than MBM Archive.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to when Sam turns 13 and listens to his first Lou Reed.
I had my fingers ready to type in the Google. I was like, let's check this guy out. Who is this?
You know what's
Sam,
funny?
have you ever
He went
heard
to
the song
Syracuse.
"Walk on the Wild Side"?
Yeah, he's from New York. He's very famously from New York.
Never heard of him. Anyway.
I mean,
I think he's from Syracuse.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He went to Syracuse.
you're in for a treat. There's a lot for you to get into right now if you're interested.
75 to 79, addiction and creative work. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so who? T Swift, Lou Reed. Who are the other 3?
Number 5, Chaperone.
Yep.
Number 2, Kanye.
Just for
And
his
number 1.
politics, I imagine.
Of course, we know our audience. Number 1, Kendrick.
All right.
So Lou Reed, huh? You guys know him? Interesting.
Yeah. All right.
Start with Metal Machine music and then work your way around.
Yep.
Is there any other little nuggets in that Spotify creator wrap?
Oh, wait, what do you want to know? Our top episode? Do you want to know our top episode of the year?
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
Anything that comes to mind, Dan? Anyone that you're like, wow, I'm proud of that one?
Oh, I mean,
It's got to be biggest jerks in wrestling for me.
Oh, that
There's-
would have been a good one. That would have been a
there's-
good one.
so many. Is it is it one of the NBA ones?
I would need to look and double check because I'm like, I actually don't remember what we talked about on this episode.
What
Like I said,
episode is it?
we name our shit so incorrectly because it's funny to us that I can't actually tell what we talk about in the episode most of the time.
Is it like
Ah.
gotta respect Duncan Robinson? Does that really have anything to do with basketball? I don't know.
No, it is Violent People Radio, number 50. Violent People, 50 over 50.
Oh hell yeah. Hell yeah, we got into it in that one.
We talk about Sabu. Talk about Sabu. Anyway, that's kind of it. Not a lot else going on here.
I thought maybe I'd ask us some Spotify rap wrestling questions. We don't have to go too deep into any of these. Just kind of maybe just flow into this right into the Q&AR. But this one, I think it's funny because I asked what was your most watched match of the year, and Sam, who is Mr. Desert Island, is like I've never watched a match ever.
Now, who's fucking rewatching matches?
Never
here?
watched a match ever.
One and done, you know?
Ugh.
Just like Mouser.
Exactly. He's got the right idea. Dan, what match are you watching so many times in a given year?
Listen, I didn't say it was a good question, and the only one I know for a fact off the top of my head that I've watched more than once, Mystico versus Austin Aries.
Perfect. I was hoping it was an MLW match.
I watched that, and I watched that twice, so I know that's definitely one of mine. Chris, do you have any matches you've watched more than once this year?
I have watched Tony Storm versus Mercedes Monet twice.
Okay, all right.
Um,
Pat?
So there was a match that I saw live and then had to watch again via the broadcast version because it was so chaotic that I missed stuff. I missed stuff that was happening live, and then watching the broadcast version, I'm like, the broadcast stuff missed things that I was seeing. And that is, of course, the Koger brothers and Christian Napier versus Charles Mason, Slade, and Cruel. VP 100 wrestler Cruel from
So we were both
GCW.
really on brand at the very least.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just gonna put it out there. That match is really fucking fun. Like, people should watch that match. It was fucking fun. No one's going to because they're going to be like, oh, it's Charles Mason, it's GCW, it's Atticus Cogar. I'm too good for this. I'm going to go watch fucking Jets.
Um,
Can't comment
My
say I
next-
am too good for that.
my next
No,
question
you are.
was
No, you are
oh,
not.
I've seen what made you applause. My next question was, what was your most watched promotion? After I asked that, I thought it kind of sucks because I think if I actually had someone that was like counting the minutes, it's probably just AEW, just because of sheer number of hours of it.
Sure.
I wish it was MLW. I've watched every second of MLW from 2025. Sam, what about you? What do you think the most? Yeah, it definitely is for you. That is, I didn't have to ask that one. Those numbers would be fucking gross.
Very Southern Fried Championship Wrestling.
Hell yeah.
So I just watch so much variety. I don't stay in any one place for too long, but I'm out here watching full ass shows of Southern Fried Championship Wrestling in some cases.
Now, Pat,
Yeah,
2024 was definitely GCW for you.
That was the year of Brett for me.
Yeah. So what is 2025?
2025. I'm taking more of a Sam approach to the thing. I'm just bouncing around more, but I think the promotion that I've watched the most full shows from has been ICW No Holds.
Okay. All right. My next question was, who is your most watched wrestler? I think for me, it's probably Mystico, just because he's everywhere. Pat?
It's a good question. It might be Matt Tremont.
Hell yeah.
I'm really not sure. I mean, it's going to be some, big fat deathmatch piece of shit. So it's probably Tremont.
Chris, which indie lucha guy is it?
It's Noisy Boy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Sam, what part-time wrestler, part-time blue-collar guy from Georgia is it?
I don't know. It's probably Sal. It's probably Sal.
Oh, all right.
Just because he wrestles the fucking ungodly long matches in the promotion I'm watching a lot of this year.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. He fucking looking at that cage match. I was like, this guy is definitely. You can tell he's a vet, and he gets to choose how long his matches are.
Who's this top?
And he's living it up. He's like, give me 45 today, boss.
I can do 2 matches on this show. Don't you worry.
I mean, and he's not. I don't want to be rude to Sal, but it's like if you get to call how long your matches are, you should be like, I don't know, maybe a type 5.
No, he's like, I come from an era where I was on shows with these all-time great wrestlers, and I did not get to show my stuff. I will now show that I was just as good as them.
It's his Danielson title reign.
Exactly. Doesn't he deserve that after this long?
He watched that. He's like, I wish I could go 55 with Roddy.
He's like, I can fucking do that. I can do that. Easy.
My next 2 questions we can just kind of lump together because I think where did most of the wrestling you watch take place geographically this year, and what era did it take place? Because I think I wrote it down, but I realized my answers are probably 2025 US, which is super boring. Anyone have a better answer?
2025 Mexico.
2025 US, or it's turn of the millennium Japan.
Well, right now it's Southern wrestling geographically because I'm watching a lot of that for 1984 as well. I probably have watched more 2025 than I have 1984, sadly.
Okay. My next question is, what was the oldest match you watched this year?
Great
Pat, what do you got?
I don't know. It was probably some IWA Mid-South thing on the OGP Discord.
Chris, you got any old ones this year?
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine I've watched anything further back than 1999 or so. I'm just struggling to think of it.
Probably. I probably got high and watched an Inoki match at some point during this calendar year. So it would be like early 80s Inoki.
Sam?
Any match that took place on January 1st, 1984.
Oh yeah. I can't find it. I know I watched a match from like 47 where Jack Dempsey and Jack Sharkeys were with the double refs, but I don't remember any of the participants of the match. I just remember the refs, but yeah. What wrestler did you discover this year? Mine's Don Freeze.
Don Freeze, that's a great one. That's
for a guy I've seen so little of. I love him. I love him so much.
Might see him Saturday. Might go to the show.
Hell yeah! Violent people getting out to the shows this weekend.
We have so many live reports.
I'm going to ICW No Holds Barred this weekend, but unfortunately they denied my press credentials.
Chris, are you going to
Wow. Messed up.
I am not.
Oh, you fucked it up.
Yeah. I fuck everything up.
All right. Well, did you discover a wrestler this year then?
I mean, probably. But it is like no one's like specifically coming to mind. So I'm just gonna say like the Karmas, who I've definitely seen. Like they were working Lucha Memes last year, and they've worked IWRG and like other promotions I watch in the past. But like this is the year that I like really started paying attention and was like, damn, these guys are great.
Have you gotten to El Licenciado showing up in the Zona?
No.
Okay. Once you meet El Licenciado Teperocho, he will be your 2025 Rookie of the Year. Like, I would put money on that. Once you get to him in.
Yeah, I think after this show I am going to mix it up with some Zona. Check in with my buddy Maquaro.
He is like the evil Mequaro.
Beautiful.
I would say that he is one of my finds of this year. My other discovery for this year, Emerson Jane, who went from random Brit rest person to Brit rest person who does entertaining death matches. I would not have touched her with a 10-foot pole if she was just doing random matches in Eve and TNT and wherever the hell else. But her deathmatch stuff has been a fun discovery for me.
Sam, you got any discoveries?
CT Keys.
Yep.
Great wrestler. Great wrestler. Next big thing in professional wrestling when you think about it.
People are saying this.
Everyone's saying it. Him and Dom Free should hook up.
We got to do a tag match of all four of these guys.
I
Or
don't know
people. I guess people, sorry. My last one, what match or wrestler would you say you're in the top 1% of watchers for? I don't know how a match would work in that sentence, but I wrote it. My thought is, I just wrote it thinking, I think other people aren't looking for Josh Bishop as much as I am.
I feel like everyone I
Sure.
write about in the death panel, I am in the top 1%.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
That's I live in my own forest.
And Chris, you probably have like 48 wrestlers.
Yeah, it's like how I like half of my ballot. I was the sole vote or one of two votes in the VP 100. But I mean, if there is anyone who has seen more of the pigs than I have this year, I am legitimately worried about you.
I think it'd be such a good swerve if your first like wrestler central lucha roundup was about the pigs.
No. The move is to make the first four about each of the individuals.
Oh,
but you
because
just
gotta
keep
get
covering
into
the same matches.
Oh man, Sam, you got any?
Well, to be fair, I did
CTE.
start the year watching Mike Payne.
Yeah.
So I am going to say no one was watching more Mike Payne than I was on the internet.
All right. And that's how you do a succinct big top, guys.
Nice and tight.
Nice and tight.
Well done.
That's how we fucking run this ship. You guys ready for some more
For our
questions from the
hour of
fucking
questions.
So yeah, from the fans, which are gonna be worse than mine probably, but here we go. Eamon, for the podcast. Since this anniversary of the Punk Cabana podcast, which VPR host is most likely to sue one of the other hosts and why?
I'm not sure if Sam's going to sue Dan or Dan's going to sue Sam. It's going to be over like MLW.
My lawyer says not to talk about it right now.
I'm actually suing Dan because he created a different lawsuit against the website for possibly slander against an individual.
It's going to be like when Neil Young got sued by his own record label for not making records that sounded like Neil Young, but it's going to be about the Ring of Honor press conference.
Guys, they responded to my email and said, yeah, of course, here's your press credential. That's fucking stupid.
I mean, it could be worse. They could have given me one. I mean, like, imagine how much damage I'd do.
Listen, I applied so long ago. When I texted about it in the Discord is like minutes after I got the email. Because I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That's very funny.
It's so fucking funny. Question for the podcast from Tim. question for the podcast Violent People Radio from the website violentpeople.co. Has anyone ever looked at you the way Punk looks at Roman? And there's a picture of Punk looking longingly at Roman.
Yeah, but like Roman, I was facing in the other direction and didn't see it. So
Misconnection there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I look at
My
Sam
wife.
that way. Yeah, but you're watching Supernatural all the time.
Watch Supernatural. She's really impressed with me.
I mean, actually, you guys saw the picture of me with Matt Tremont. That was how I was looking at it.
Chris, who's looking at you that way?
All of my adoring fans who listen to this podcast for thousands and thousands of hours just to hear my beautiful voice.
Yeah, you got to juice those hours, by the way, by playing the podcast at work, just subjecting your patrons to it.
I do not want to get fired.
That's probably a good idea.
Wait, I thought your promotion was the CEO. Can you still be fired?
Well, as CEO, the board could still.
Oh,
yeah.
They call an emergency meeting of the board. They're like, yeah, he just keeps playing this podcast over and over. Haven, for the podcast, you're booked in a tag match, but you get to choose your tag partner. Who do you pick?
Ian Rotten, and he is laying down the entire time.
Hell yeah.
Well, I was going to say JC Rodden, so I could lay down the entire time, but.
Those are both great answers. Sam?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's good. I'm gonna pick Bob Coulier. Turn on him after the match to get the fucking tapes.
That's a bitch.
From Evil Ducky, like Chris Paul, if you could waive one member of the pod, who would it be? Tune in next week and find out. No, I think we all waived 4 members.
Throw them right out.
Maryland, Violent People Radio. As the #1 radio station in the world, what is the most annoying Christmas song that loops on the radio, and what is the best?
So, at my work, we have the radio on during the morning, and every single morning, because I'm in before I go out to actually do my job, I'm in the office for like 2 hours getting shit ready. And in that time, at least twice, I will hear Not Like Us. And it's not a Christmas song, but I have heard that song twice every morning for the last 8 months. And I'm so over it.
My niece, my 9-year-old niece, recently put on a video on YouTube that was 2 hours of Mariah Carey singing "All I Want for Christmas Is You."
Yeah, I'm over that too.
Yeah, that's
I'm
too
over
much.
that.
That's too much. For that song.
I mean, I'm at the point where it's just like, all right, we need a new Christmas. Who's going to do a new Christmas song? Where's Chapel Roan's Big Gay Christmas or whatever?
Sam, you
Did
got any
Lou Reed
favorites?
ever do a Christmas song?
Who?
Exactly.
No. I got nothing on this. I don't listen to the radio. Haven't for a very long time. So I'm not sure what the new hotness is there, or what the new Christmas meta is, frankly.
Okay. Chris, I feel like you're the music guy. What do you got for us?
Well, we all have to always be respecting Paul McCartney. So the best Christmas song is "Wonderful Christmas Time."
It was fun for me to listen to you railing about how young you are as I stare at your Paul McCartney avatar.
I do like how someone thought you looked like Paul McCartney.
I do.
On the episode last week. Well,
can't be proven.
That's not lie.
I mean, he's Chris has fucking been out for 4 weeks getting all those surgeries to look more like him. I hope he looks like Paul McCartney at this
I
point.
guess a waste of money otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. Those flights to Argentina aren't cheap.
I don't know who this is from, but question for the panel: where are all the good tag teams?
They died.
I have a question for the listeners: where are all the good wrestlers?
Same answer.
I'm having a tough time. We're having a tough time getting 2 good wrestlers in the ring at the same time. You want 4?
Terrible.
Seems greedy. Seems greedy.
Hey,
I don't want to get into our. I don't want to spoil our January pod, but I'm looking at the Google Doc, and there's not a lot of great tag teams staring at me.
oof.
I think we should just close the book on tag team wrestling. You know, just
Forever.
call it done for 5 years. Let
that's good.
absence make the heart grow fonder. And just move to trios and atomicos.
We currently have 5 nominees. I don't know if I put any of them number 1, and I added one of them.
3 too many, you know what I'm saying?
So that's a good list right there. All right. From Porrick, if you were to write a wrestling themed song parody of the 12 Days of Christmas, what would each day be? Okay. I'm not listing 12 things of anything.
It would just be like
Yeah.
on the first night of the G1 climax, you know, something. And I don't know. It would end with Misawa dying in a pear tree.
Oh shit. Andy, for the pod, what's the most embarrassing song in your top 10 this year?
I gotta
I
go look
posted in the
and double check what my top 10 is.
I posted in Discord earlier. I share a YouTube account and a Spotify account with my 9-year-old niece because I'm not paying for premium extra times, and my family plan's at the limit on Spotify. And so
Put her on
I believe
blast.
I think 4 or maybe 5 of my top 10 were songs from K-pop Demon Hunter. And I don't mind. Listen, Taylor Swift All Too Well, great song. That she listens to that to go to sleep. That's number 1 on our list. That's great. Red from The Descendants. That's actually a bop. That's a good time. Not embarrassed by any of those, but this K-pop Demon Hunter shit, it's
Jesus.
no good. The movie was fine the first time I watched it. These songs, I'm over them.
I think
But
the
I
most
also reject
embarrassing.
the question. But go on, Pat.
I think the most embarrassing in my top 10 is somehow number 7 is "I Will Survive" by Cake, which I do enjoy that song, but I'm like, how did I listen to it that many times?
It's like you really needed to keep going.
I'm mystified by it. The really embarrassing thing is the number 4 in my artists is Enigma, which again, I'm like, I enjoy Enigma's music. How the hell did I pull that off? Though,
Chris, you got anything
Sam,
embarrassing in
you
your top
should.
10?
My number 5 song, Sam, you should take a page from my book, "New Sensations" by Mr. Lou Reed.
Who?
Yeah, great
What's that?
song. So it's a great song from his post peak period.
My top 10. I think the weirdest thing is probably after I saw Sinners, I had Pick Poor Robin Clean in my head for like the next 2 weeks. And so that was my number 1.
My nephew is 4, and he would make my brother play that Rocky Road to Dublin or whatever it's called.
Yep.
He just wanted to hear that over and over in the car.
Sam, do you have any music in your top 10?
No. It's all ambiance music for my dog when we leave him.
Okay. Do you have any embarrassing podcasts? But you don't use Spotify podcasts.
I don't use Spotify podcasts.
Neither do I, but I like the rap so much that I might start.
Wow. I think that would be embarrassing. I'll let you know when my Pocket Cast Wrapped comes through. I think the most embarrassing thing is that on YouTube, my top channel is Todd Mache.
IWRG was not my number one.
Well, it's number one.
That's why.
I gotta know.
Jeff Gersman.
Okay.
Because the NES ranking videos are like the perfect background videos.
That's how Todd Mache ends up as number one for me. I get it.
And yeah, each one of those videos is like 3 hours long.
Pork says,
I'm
which
looking
pro
at my
wrestler?
YouTube thing.
Oh.
I don't know. You go on because my web browser is being a shit right now.
Pork wants to know which pro wrestler would make the best mall Santa. I'm gonna go anyone but McFoley.
Jim Duggan. Oh.
It would have to be someone who loves holidays, loves dressing up in costumes, is charismatic. It can really only be Shotzi Blackheart.
There you go.
Where the fuck is this YouTube recap thing? I'm not finding it on my stupid YouTube.
I gotta pull up on my phone.
I had my phone. It pulled up real easy. I don't know how to look at it on the browser.
And maybe because I'm doing it on my laptop while we talk. So
Eamon says, for the pod, which wrestler would you cast as Scrooge in a retelling of A Christmas Carol, and who would be the three ghosts? I think I'd cast Ricky Shane Page, and the three ghosts are Joey Janela, Atticus Cogar, and John Thorne. You got any other Christmas Carol thoughts?
Nothing. Not a one.
Yeah. All right. Poor question for the pod. Where do you want to see Giannis traded? This question is weird because it's like, I would love to see him traded to the Cavs. That doesn't work in any way.
He wants to be a New York Knickerbocker, so they should just let him.
They should let him?
They should just let him.
All right.
Take him where he wants to go.
Chris, where do you want the Great Freak to end up?
Future Detroit Piston, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
So my top YouTube channel was Podcast About List. Which, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that tracks.
I'm in the top 0.6% of viewers somehow. Anyway, Giannis should be traded to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Boom.
They need him. They
do. It would not make the team worse. Favorite sandwich? We have for sure covered that. Like, I feel like extensively. So I'm going to reject that question for it. I'm rejecting the question. I'm going to, Sam, edit out Chris's answer. Cole, this is our last
chicken
question.
parm sub, is that anything? Is that a sandwich?
Edit that out too. Question for the pod. Which of the hosts, wait, ready? Cut. That's how you know to start back. Question for the pod. Which of the hosts last week did the best job keeping the spirit of VPR alive? Some guy screamed something the second they started recording. He had a certain something about him. I liked him.
I want to personally thank Jade for taking the podcast into We Are Charlie Kirk.
That probably is the most spirit of VPR.
Cole and Porker
All four of them
on
really
most of the
captured
episodes at this point, so feels like either one of them could be the spirit of VPR since they're here so often.
I do say all four of them really captured our spirit of needless antagonism towards random people.
Yep.
They nailed it. Crushed it.
You want a podcast at people.
That's right.
It's like with OGP, they were talking about Rob Black's promos in XPW where he would just come out trying to do like a owner of the company character and just be like, you fucking stupid fans. You guys are fucking morons for buying a ticket to my show. And I'd like to think that we are all the Rob Black violent people when we do this podcast.
Fucking beautiful.
100%.
Also when
We
we
do
make
need
all
to
that
make it
porn.
clear for any lawsuits that ever come up, we're all playing characters.
We're just doing a bit. We're just
We're
doing
just-
a bit.
we're on episode 77 of the bit.
I'm living the gimmick, brother.
That's all. That's all.
Again, worked.
No big deal.
Fucking marks.
But thank Pork for putting this all together last week. That was fun to be able to listen to. Wow. In the holiday spirit.
Yeah,
It
played
was
it,
very
played
cool.
it for your family.
I let them all in on it. I made sure my wife could hear it. She needed to know what's up.
Still never look at you that like Punk looked at Roman again.
Never. Just got to throw some more Supernatural on.
Oh my god. All right, well, thanks for listening.
I think it's insane
I
that
get
Tim asked the
43,000 hours
question
in.
making fun of Punk when Punk's dog had just died.
Wait, there's a question about that? I missed it.
No, I'm saying Tim asking that question about Punk
Oh.
is fucked up.
Cut. That's how you know where to end it, Sam.
Thank you. I appreciate
No
that.
problem. I got you. Guys, I missed this. I'm excited for 3 live reports coming to the site next week.
I'll find